is nothing wrong with your television set. Do not attempt to adjust the picture. We are controlling transmission.
Let's check, first of all, to see Star of the Week. Once again, they have not picked me to be Reader of the Week. I don't know what's going on there. But it's Giuseppe Lopresti. So we'll find out about him later. Oh, my God. Well, before I get to the left side, sorry, I'm fixing this rip thing here, trying to get it. There's one that says EWF continues to make a splash worldwide. Oh, the Emily Whitehead Foundation of Medicine and Miracles now available to stream. Oh, it's a film called Of Medicine and Miracles. I'm trying to see if it says where it's available from. Now people can stream the film online all over the place at Apple Prime, Amazon Prime, I'm sorry, Apple Plus, YouTube, Vimeo, and On Demand. It is called Of Medicine and Miracles. For those of you who don't know, Emily Whitehead was a young girl who had brain cancer, and she was the first one that got experimental treatment where they gave her brain, for layman, it's like they gave her her tumor aids. What they did was now, understand, I am not a doctor and I do not play one on TV. The way I understand it, I've seen articles where they've done it with AIDS and with another disease, I forget. They can go in and like genetically alter it to take away the dangerous part from the cells, the disease cells. But what they do then, and it only works for these specific types of tumors, but who knows, maybe this stuff they'll find other ways. But see, the thing that cancer, the tumor does, is it disguises itself so your body doesn't realize it's a bad thing. So your immune system does not fight it. Now, what they do is they take these, I can't think of the word I wanted, but, the no longer dangerous cells, they inject it into the tumor. Now, your body does recognize those things as being dangerous, and your immune system attacks. Well, the only way they can get rid of the dangerous cells is to get rid of the cancer cells at the same time. So anyway, they've been doing this for a number of years now. Emily was the first. She's now, I think she's grown up now, but I'm not sure how old she is. It looks like it said this. She got the treatment when she was only 6 years old. I see they have a picture of her. You won't be able to see it because it's not very bright, but she's scuba diving, obviously living a great life now. And again, the name of the documentary is Of Medicine and Miracles. I think it might be an interesting thing. Over on the one side, big thing says Solar Showdown. Guess they're still arguing about putting in the solar thing for Rush Township. The day finally arrived for the public hearing. So you can read all about that if you're interested. Clear Air Council causes confusion. Now, this is probably still with the same thing because it says Rush residents left with more questions and answers after the informational session on solar projects. That thing down here, it says Boro business. That'll obviously be about Phillipsburg. Complaints about emergency management coordinator led to termination, but he gets a 1-month stay of execution. Gearhartfield Sportsman Club Fishing Derby is all smiles. PRC to use funds to improve Boro's lot on Pine Street. Harry is mad at Bruno. Bruno is mad at Boro. And President Kalinowski resigns. Sounds like they had quite an active meeting down there. Funny thing about it says about the emergency management coordinator being terminated. I do believe that's a volunteer position, so just seems funny. Well, we'll give you, a 2-week or 30-day notice or whatever. Let's scan down through and see if see anything. There have been complaints about Chris Deck, who was appointed emergency management coordinator. The council indicates intention to relieve him. They're saying you're too forward and too pushy, Councilman Jett blurted out. Deck appeared surprised, saying he had no clue about the complaints. Why didn't I find out about this until you're ready to fire me? I don't know who he was too forward or pushy about. We'll see what other business might be interesting when we go to another page. But here's a thing says Osceola occurrences. Well, they're actually doing the Osceola Borough meeting. Residents request bridge renamed. Council offers support. Rec committee raises funds for clear center pool. An audit continues. Code enforcement officer cleans up bridge. Will focus on inoperable vehicles. Vehicles parked on the bridge. Lingle Street paving project gets winning bid, and the fireworks have begun. Okay. So this is not every day municipality wants coverage of its meeting. But Osceola Mills Borough Council is such a congenial group that invited the Journal to attend. What the hell? Oh, they actually requested Pitkin, the stupid dog. The Journal wasn't sure where to go. Okay, see, now this is the news, folks. They don't even know where the Borough building is. A couple of minutes into the meeting to find Zane Hensel thanking the council for agreeing to write a letter of support to rename a bridge in memory of Jim Dunlap, a sailor killed in 1987. If you look around, you'll see I did a video on May 17, and it was all about the USS Stark, and I mentioned Jimmy Dunlap in there. See what this is. Kalinowski resigns. President Kalinowski concluded the meeting by resigning from council. She reported that she will be moving out of state this summer. The council reluctantly accepted her resignation. I always thought it was odd that you accept people's resignation. I can remember one group I belonged to when I was active in the fire company. It was a county-wide thing. And there was somebody was resigning the one time, and they took a vote on whether or not to accept his resignation. And I thought, so what are you going to do if you vote to not accept? And the guy just says, okay, I'm just not going to come around anymore. Obituaries. Betsy Leona Dutry, born in 49. She was from Houtsdale. Mary Jane Reed, born in 33, from Ginter. They don't have Andy Tosmack in there yet, the 105-year-old former school principal. Police report. Here we go, folks. We taking any bets? Will our friends from Morrisdale be in here? On May 8, a student was found to have a prohibited item, parentheses, a weapon, on Phillipsburg Oakdale High School property. Thought through investigation on high school property, thought through investigation. Oh, okay. I think it's supposed to be, though through investigation, it was determined there was no intent to commit a crime or harm. No charges are appropriate. New phone, who dis? A 41-year-old Phillipsburg man reported an ID theft incident regarding somebody opening a Verizon wireless account in the man's name, weeding them out. PSP Rockview, walking into the Harbor Inn and could smell, honest to God, guys, I'm telling you, I'm reading it the way they wrote it. PSP Rockview, walking into the Harbor Inn and could smell marijuana. There was a smoking bowl with marijuana in plain view. Corey Emenheiser, 43 of Phillipsburg, advised it was his, and he was taken into custody on a previous warrant for his arrest. Charges are pending. Brent S. Reed, 69 of Hotstell, was traveling south on Crooked Sewer Road in Boggs when a deer entered the roadway in front of him. He attempted to swerve and avoid making contact, but was unsuccessful. The escape struck the deer. Let's start this again. Deer. Okay, so he attempted to avoid the deer and... okay. The escape struck the deer at the 12 o'clock position, causing disabling damage. In other words, head on. Reed and his passenger, Joyce Reed, 67 of Hotstell, sustained suspected minor injury. The escape was towed. Harassment. PSP responded to West Hannah Street, Susquehanna Avenue location for a report of a fight. A 15-year-old Hotstell boy was arrested for harassing a 39-year-old Hotstell man. Lock and load. It was reported a known 49-year-old Phillipsburg man struck a known male victim, struck him with a lock-on, and it says GODR, Decatur Township. If you guys know what that is. Drug death. Charges of drug delivery resulting in death have been filed against Dennis Demos in relation to 2022 overdose death of a 14-year-old Morrisdale male. Struck with, we got our first Morrisdale in there. Struck with a phone. Rufal Jaswal, 31 of Phillipsburg, struck Gabriel Kephart, 21 of Phillipsburg, on his right wrist with a telephone and has been charged with harassment, physical contact. I mean, really hit him on the wrist. Marijuana. A 21-year-old Phillipsburg man was found to be in possession of marijuana and charged with drug possession. There's a whole big article about Emily Whitehead, and I cannot read the whole thing, but definitely I will go and watch that documentary. The continuation of the OM report. Sewer Authority Rep approval. The council received a letter of interest from Sarah Bainey, who volunteered to represent the town on the Sewer Authority. The board approved it. Rep committee raises pool funds. They raised $2,700 in extra dollars for the pool. Code enforcer, busy and productive. Gary Jones, the borough's code enforcement officer, has been busy and productive. He managed to get the trash down by the bridge cleaned up and reported the landlord of the tenant who put the trash there took quick action. Jones reported that he's in the process of getting estimates to tear down an abandoned, dangerous house on Sarah Street. He went on to report that he's still battling some parking tickets that were issued during a recent street sweeping, and that 6 people will receive second tickets for not paying the first fine. Cracking down on inoperable vehicles. Is there anything that can be done to enforce mowing and prevent people from littering and leaving grass clippings on the sidewalk? It says about inoperable vehicles. Anything can be done to enforce mowing and prevent people from littering and leaving grass clippings on the sidewalk. Face-to-face is probably the best bet, Jones said. So obviously this is still the code enforcement officer reporting. And door hangers work too. Inoperable vehicles are also starting to get a little out of hand. The council agreed and they discussed an ordinance Jones presented that was generated by AI and edited by Jones, and that they're going to present to their solicitor regarding what constitutes an inoperable vehicle and how many days one such vehicle can sit on property. Apparently there exist ordinances about horse-drawn vehicles, but as Council President Rick Sipe said, it mostly pertains to exhaust he. I thought they had a thing about junk cars before. Street crew ship shape. The street crew is doing well, reported Councilman Joe Fox. The council agreed the orderliness of the shop is impressive. The crew has been working on greasing their equipment, but would like to get some uniforms so they don't destroy their own clothing. The council agreed to look into pricing for uniforms. Great workshop upcoming bid winner announced. State Rep Dallas Kephart will be hosting a grant workshop at the Columbia Fire Company Fire Hall. It's free to the public, and the time is to be determined. Speaking of grants, the council voted to look into funding to make the sidewalk along Lingle Street safer for residents walking to the Dollar General. They opened bids for repaving, set to take place on a section of Lingle. Granis Brothers of Hollidaysburg won the bid with a cost of almost $55,000. The project's expected to be completed by October. The 4th is right around the corner. The bangers have started to go off, one council person noted, with another chiming in. They're ready for the 4th. And speaking of the 4th, council approved calling the guy who got them candy for the parade last time, because recently they haven't been getting the candy when they should. For people not from around here, I know in our parades they do still throw candy out for the kids. Journal hopes to be invited back. Council apologized to the Journal for not being as uproarious as other municipalities and offered to engage in fisticuffs. The Journal, however, was relieved to attend such a straightforward, pleasant meeting and only wished to make a motion that the borough replace the battery in its chirping smoke detector. Memory lane. You see the picture there. Louis Anthony Chase, born into slavery September 6, 1845, at a plantation near Clear Spring, Washington County, Maryland. Upon gaining his freedom, Louis enlisted in the 143rd Pennsylvania Volunteer Regiment. Louis came to Phillipsburg with his wife Caroline and mother in 1877, and he worked at the Phillipsburg Tannery. He became very active in the Derrick Chapel of AME Church. He began selling Bibles and Christian literature throughout St. Clearfield, Blair, and Cambria counties. On his tour, he was welcomed into the best homes in central Pennsylvania as a member of John Gary Post 90 of the Grand Army of the Republic. And they have Star of the Week again this week instead of Reader of the Week. Giuseppe Lepresti. Giuseppe strapped a Serena's pizza on the back of his bike to take home for his wife. There you go, folks. The star of the week is a guy who figured out to take pizza home on a motorcycle. Yeah, that seems like a good place to leave off, doesn't it? There's all your news. I noticed they don't say anything about the school board. I guess we have to leave that up to the OM Free Press. Peace out.